Welcome back to Roll the Bones, a Dungeons & Dragons podcast. When we last left off, our players are joining the Emerald Enclave in an attempt to retake the settlement of Goldenfields. Let's get back to the table. Alright, where we last left off, though, you guys were riding with the Emerald Enclave detachment to Goldenfields. The detachment from the Emerald Enclave are stoic, and they tend to keep to themselves. Pace of the march is quick, and everyone seems mission-minded. And so what took you 3 days with a gaggle of scared civilians in tow takes you just a day and change with horses moving quickly. Parts of Goldenfields are still smoldering. Long before you get close, you can detect the smell of wood smoke. And Bram Dunhill, the leader of the Emerald Enclave party, stops the procession. And you're standing in the middle of the road, and he tells you, "Our advanced scouts report that the Monarch Regiment orcs are still in Goldenfields, but the druids are no longer there. The orcs have been looting and destroying for days, taking their time culling the livestock and feasting in the evenings, and they've set up a tent encampment at the south gate. Emerith assures me that you're useful in combat and recommends that I hear you out in terms of how we should approach. Do you have any thoughts?"
You said they have an encampment to the south?
It's against the south wall, near where you guys left a neat hole on your way out.
It's against the wall.
Not exactly, but that's where it's placed, right? Like right inside the gate, basically.
How close is the encampment to the river?
It's probably less than 100 yards, maybe more like 50 yards. You'll recall that the river runs right alongside Goldenfields, and then there's a dock kind of on the east there. So they're camped out right inside the south gate, nearabouts where you guys cast stone shape and busted out of the wall. So the river's quite close. An amphibious assault is possible.
Which would be closer, the wall or the river?
The wall.
Okay. We should just do what we did on the way out, on the way back in. I don't think they'll be expecting it. It also gives us the opportunity to have a few people scale the wall before we begin the assault, to have the high ground and strike from above. Strike from both below with those who are capable of infiltration, sneaking in and slitting throats, while at the same time they're being pelted by missiles, both magical and otherwise, from above.
What do you guys do or say anything?
Oh, I think Oz is gonna. How far away from the walls are we?
I mean, you're still really probably a couple hours walk.
Okay. I would like to do some owl scouting.
Yeah,
if at all possible. Looking mostly for like strong. Anybody who looks like a spellcaster. Anybody who I think is going to be of good primary target.
And how far again? Remind me. Can he get away from you?
So there's not like a let's see,
like a range, but you can't maintain direct telepathic contact.
I can't maintain. Okay, so like the way this is written this is with the new rules.
Yes.
The way this is written in the new rules is while your familiar is within 100 feet of you, you can communicate with it telepathically. Additionally, as a bonus action, you can see through the familiar's eyes and hear what it hears until the start of your next turn, getting the benefit of any special senses it has. I'm not sure if the 100 feet applies for that or not. The way that's worded.
It seems like it would, but I mean, my understanding and kind of how we played it before is when he gets far enough away from you, he's on his own, right?
Yeah,
and he can come back, and
that's how we did it last time.
Yeah. You can still, obviously, he can still follow your preordained instructions.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to just send him off?
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, he goes off. It'll be a little while before he comes back, though.
Groovy.
Anybody have anything else to add to these plans, or are you along for the ride?
Down to clown.
All right. So Bram Dunhill nods and seems like he's totally fine with this and is probably in line with what they were thinking as well. He does nod to a group of 5 or 6 of the druids, and he says, "Why don't you guys make for the docks and meet us when you hear fighting?" And they nod and they wordlessly walk down the hill towards the river, which is just a ways away. And you can see them wade into about their knees, and then they begin to cast wild shape and turn into a little squadron of sharks and crocodiles. And you can see the shadows of them begin heading upstream.
Hell yeah.
Like druidic Navy SEALs.
Yes.
So you guys continue to walk for a little while. About an hour later, Tarragon comes flapping back and reports to you. Not much more than you kind of could glean already, which is that town is looking bad. The church is still standing. But otherwise things are mostly burned down, and the orcs are kind of just partying in, this big encampment near the south gate. They're walking around burning things, still taking things out of houses, and there's not a druid in sight. He does report that Norak Gore-ender, their commander, is in the camp, really just beyond the camp, kind of outside of it, towards where the village is, in that he's riding around on his big aurochs and just overseeing things. But that's all he really has to report.
Okay.
You guys start to get close about when it starts to get nighttime, and
There's a few better times to attack a established army than when they've been drinking all day.
now you're about, let's say, 100 yards from the gate. You can try and approach however you want, and it seems like they'll more or less follow your orders.
Would it make sense if Kahu got on the top of the wall, shot arrows down
Yeah, that would definitely be.
as a distraction for the rest of you all to go through our previously made hole?
Yeah, do you want to go through the same hole, or you want to make a new hole even?
Is the same hole there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, new hole.
That's what she said.
Definitely.
It's violent.
I'm gonna cast Mage Armor on myself.
All right, you catch mage armor.
I'm going to ask if your owl got a rough head count of how many orcs we're talking about.
75-ish.
75, and we have
You have almost 50 guys.
50 druids.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. We should be okay.
A golden pony boy.
I will make it clear to everybody at some point when we're a little bit further out. I'll say, Gore-ender, the one riding the metal bull around, that one's mine.
Dunhill nods. He heard you say that before and is fine with it. As long as he dies, they're fine with it.
Yeah, I'll just scan everybody else's faces to see if I detect anybody who may go against that proclamation.
Yeah, and everybody seems pretty okay with it. Okay, so you want to get close enough? Do you want to try and get up on the wall?
Yeah, I'm going
You
to
gotta-
scale the wall.
You gotta give me a athletics check.
How's your athletics? I can give you guidance,
Let
which
me-
will allow you to roll a d4 and add that to the score.
Let me see here.
What a pity, because next level, I think you get a climb speed.
Oh, well, I'm a -1 now for athletics.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna touch you and give you guidance.
Of that.
Guidance is the best.
17. So what
And
is
Roll a
guidance do?
d4.
Okay.
It'll allow her to roll a d4 and add that to an ability check of her choice. So this one.
2? So 19.
So Fourstone claps you on the shoulder before you go up, and you feel a little. You just feel like it's going to be okay.
It's like a warm hug from your grandma.
You do end up you
Your
make
furry
it up the wall,
grandma.
no problem. There's nobody else up there, and you have a good view above this campsite. It's canvas tents and little campfires. You can see out past where the tents are. You can even see Norak Gore-ender sitting on his battle ox, just chilling out.
So it doesn't look like anyone's actually standing guard. Like they're just in their tents and
There's nobody that's really acting like a strict sentry. There are
Okay.
people paying attention to what's going on, but no one noticed you get up.
All right. Well, I'm going to turn back to my party. Guys, it's not really guarded. Everyone appears to be in their tents. The commander's in the center of the encampment. So we have a pretty clear entry.
A couple of the other druids start going up the wall too. Some of them even go ahead and turn into animals that fly or can climb. And you have about 10 other guys up on the wall.
Oh, I thought we were still on the ground.
You are.
Yeah,
Yeah,
y'all
we
are.
Yeah.
I think the plan might be that I shoot some arrows down, the other druids hop down, and y'all be ready to storm when that happens.
What if you drew their attention, a dozen of you move a little bit further down the wall,
Mm-hmm.
draw their attention that direction, then we come through the wall at a different segment so that their forces are split.
Makes sense. All right, we're gonna head west on the wall.
All right, so you guys, let's go ahead and have you make a stealth check to see if anybody notices your little detachment moving along the wall.
Oh,
It's like your thing.
23.
Okay, so let me roll to see if anybody like righteously messes up among the other druids. But no, you lead them, and once you get moving along the wall, this is really more your bag than it is theirs, and they start to follow you, and you do make it down the wall a ways, so sufficiently far that if you draw some attention, it'll move away from where the other guys might come in. So if you want to start unleashing
All right.
hell, then you can.
Beasts, let's move forward. I'm gonna start shooting my short bow arrows. I'm gonna aim for the commander.
He's too far.
I know,
Oh, okay.
but that's the direction I'm going to try to send his men that way.
Gotcha. Do you want to aim? You want to just shoot in his direction, knowing you probably can't quite make it that far, though you might. Anything's
Correct. I'm just
possible.
trying to create a diversion.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying that there are also a couple of orcs hanging out
Oh,
in that line of sight.
yeah. Then I'll try to kill
hanging
them.
out around a campfire. There's 2 orcs.
I'm gonna try to kill those 2 orcs.
So roll. You'll roll an attack, and actually, wow.
And I
until next time you get
have
some extra stuff.
sneak attack as well. All right,
that's your
8. Well, 22 actually.
All right, so you take a shot with your short bow at one of the guys who's just hanging out by the fire, and you do hit him cleanly. What is your damage?
3 or a 6. Sorry, 6.
Okay, and you can deal an extra 1d6 also because of your sneak attack.
7 plus 6, 13.
Nice.
So this hits him in the side of the neck, and he just falls over. He is alive.
S'mores just come gushing out of his knuckles.
A half-eaten s'more. Just
Yeah.
like in one hand.
A hot dog.
Yeah, he is alive. He's roaring and just freaking out on the ground. The other orc next to him jumps up, and a rain of arrows starts coming from the wall. And some of these druids hop down and rush into the tent area at the same time, and it's game on. A couple of orcs from further up along the encampment start running down towards where you guys are at.
So then the rest of us would. Are we
Yeah,
rushing in
once-
our old hole?
Once,
yeah, I
once,
think the rest of you should
yeah, once
take
once
this moment.
we hear the sounds of battle being met up on the wall, give it a few seconds for them to sufficiently move forces in that direction,
You can see some people peel off.
and then make the motion for Imrith to make us a new point of ingress.
So yeah, Imrith casts stone shape again. It only takes a second. A big hole in the wall just rips open to create a little path inward, and right straight through it you can see tents and some campfires, and beyond them you can see Norak Gore-ender hanging out, looking, and he looks enraged, but he hasn't spotted you exactly yet. He's kind of looking around the fray, trying to figure out what's going on.
All right. Charge
Getting
through.
in there,
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys charge through. Are you heading directly for him?
More or less.
Before we charge in, Oz would ask Malcraft, just for clarification, when you say that Gore-ender is yours, does that mean, am I allowed to help you?
Sure.
I just wanted to make sure I wasn't stepping on your toes.
Just don't kill him.
That's easy enough.
I am going to have, in addition to my greatsword, I am also going to have my torch lit, and as I go, making my way towards Gore-ender, I am going to be setting fire to tents.
I had that same thought. They're throwing firebolts.
Yes, love it. Okay, so you guys tear through this section of tents. Fire starts spreading. Things are going crazy. You would think that these orcs would not be altogether surprised that eventually somebody came up to kick them back out, but they do seem surprised and unprepared. Kahu, you're still on the wall, correct?
Correct.
One of these orcs is going to throw a spear up your way. Can you roll initiative for me, like a d20?
Should we have your own initiative? Or just...
You guys don't. Well, actually, just go ahead and do it.
14.
Okay.
I got a 10.
21. Dexterity.
Cat stuff.
Cat stuff,
Cat
indeed.
stuff,
Yeah.
My initiative is a 9.
The other orc that was across from the one that just got shot through the neck jumps up and he grabs one of his javelins off of his back and he hurls it up in your direction. Does a 25 hit your armor class?
That should hit everybody in this room.
It does.
By a large
By a
margin.
lot.
Natural 20, unfortunately. So he does, he hits you, but thankfully it's for 4 damage, so it should be okay.
Okay.
You close the distance closer and closer to Norak Gore-ender. Kahu can see this happening, but you are split off from the rest of the group.
But I'm also like a little bit injured.
Yeah, you're a little bit hurt. Norak sits atop his mount, his spear across his lap, and he's looking towards the village and back towards the camp and seeing everything going down. And he jerks the reins, and the auroch turns, and then he sees you. And the auroch stomps its hoof in the dirt, and it huffs, and Norak smiles, and he beckons towards you guys. He's not afraid at all. And now, if you guys want, I would say that you're close enough that you can take some action against him. Shelby.
Okay. How?
By like a lot, Shelby's first.
Yeah. I rolled initiative and then it completely left my head. How hurt are you?
-4, so not terribly.
Okay. And dude has some friends around him, right?
Yeah, so there are 2 orcs that are immediately near him.
Okay. I'm gonna crossbow one of those orcs then. What's your total?
24.
Yeah,
Okay.
she's at 20 of 24.
Okay.
No, I'm at 21 of 24.
Oh, excuse me.
No, yeah, no, you're right. You're right. It's 20. Sorry.
I thought maybe so.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna crossbow an orc. Not well. I'll tell you that much. It's 11.
11 is not going to
No.
hit us. So you do take a crossbow shot, but it doesn't work out for you. We're back to Kahu.
Well, I'm gonna leap down off the wall into the camp.
Mhm.
Do you want me to do an athletics check for that, or?
Yeah, because it's 20 feet, so you can't really just jump. You're going to kind of want to scramble down.
I can featherfall you if you want to do the jump.
I'm gonna do it. I have -1 athletics, so yeah, I'll take the feather fall.
Okay. Yeah. Can we just say that like I could see her?
I think so.
Going to jump.
Yeah,
and-
we're like not really in it right
Yeah.
yet. So
All right. Yeah. So you're able to just float down safely without really needing to roll anything.
Okay, sweet.
cool. All right. So do you want to? You can still.
Yeah.
I can, and if other people who are up on the wall are also interested in coming down, I can get 5 creatures.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Well, let's just say that you just cast it on them, regardless.
Okay.
of-
Yeah.
So they need it. They need it.
Sure.
But they're still shooting arrows right now.
That works.
Into the crowd of orcs, picking stuff off. Kahu
I'm gonna-
hops down
I'm gonna hop down, charge towards the action.
and zip towards them. Okay, so that'll take your action because it's essentially like a double move,
Yeah.
right? So you don't have to do anything
Okay.
except for to catch up. So Norak pulls out great horn from his belt and he blows this deep, resounding tone, and other orcs from the north where the village is, you can see them. They're pretty far off, but they start running over to try to help. But that's going to be it for him for right now. Then one of his orcs is going to close the distance towards the person that tried to shoot a crossbow at him. And he is going to swing his great axe. Oh, now does an 18 hit?
It does.
Then that is going to hit for, whoa, shit, 14 damage.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
Orcs are strong.
Ouch.
Serious business. It is Oz's turn.
So how many total targets are there here? How many
You have
orcs?
2 orcs who are kind of the like assistants of Norak Gore-ender, and he's also sitting on his aurochs, which is technically also a target. And I'm simplifying the mounted combat rules a little bit. Basically, mechanically, Norak drops in initiative to what his aurochs is. They have the same move, but 2 actions,
Sure.
different health pools.
I'm gonna try to keep at least 100 feet between me and any of these orcs, if at all possible.
Mhm.
And I'm going to cast Magic Missile at a 2nd level. targeting each of these targets. So one for each. On Gore-ender, 3 damage.
Okay.
On the Aurochs, 4 damage. On the orc that's attacking Forstone right now, 4 damage. And on the orc that hasn't done anything yet, 4 damage.
Dang. All right, so you unleash a flurry of bolts that shoot across the battlefield and hit all of these guys. And it is orc number 2's turn. He's going to run right up to Malkreth and just try to push you down.
Oh, okay.
And I have to actually remember.
According to this, target shove. The target must succeed on a strength / dexterity. It chooses which. Saving throw. DC equals 8 plus their proficiency bonus plus their strength.
It's just a...
Cool, yeah. So he runs up and
Just
takes a
saving.
shove at you. And yeah, roll it.
So far, this die you got me is it's not the best. Okay. Obviously, I would make a strength saving throw because that's my better saving throw. That's gonna be a 9, unfortunately.
All right, so he just runs up and linebacker style smacks into you and puts you on your back.
Damn, I should have used the portent. I was like debating over here. Is it too early?
It is Forstone's turn.
Okay. I'm gonna cure wounds me.
Sounds smart.
For 6. And that's me.
All right, it's actually Malkreth's turn now.
Okay. I'm gonna stand. Does that
Your movement, I believe.
I think it's half your movement, right?
It doesn't matter. Because I was assuming it was all my movement with what I had planned. How far am I from Forstone?
It is half movement, by the way.
Oh, great. I
Um,
might still be able to do something then.
Forstone's just, 10 feet. next
Great.
to you.
Okay, so I am... Oh, that's right. Moving away from something provokes an attack of opportunity, right?
Yeah, that would
Okay.
only refer to the guy that pushed you.
Yeah.
You're still far enough away from everybody else.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm going to disengage from that guy and move over to Forstone, and you feel my towering presence come up behind you, and then you feel a hand on your shoulder, and there's just sort of like this uneasy blur of movement that happens to you, where you feel like I'm almost tripping you at first, but then I just swap places with you so that I am between you and the orc that was on you. And also, your armor class is increased by 8 until my next turn.
Oh, thank you.
With that Battlemaster stuff, man.
Hell yes.
That's how you want it to work for sure.
Yeah.
Hit me
Alright.
now.
Out of the darkness, Kahu pops out. You're in the battle now. It is your turn.
All right, I'm now using daggers, and I'm doing 2 weapon action. So I'm just gonna start slicing whoever's coming my way.
No one's coming your way right now. They don't really see you.
Okay, well then I'm just going towards them to
Okay.
try to kill.
You got 2 orcs, and then you've got the big orc boss, Norak Gore-ender.
I want to go for Norak.
All right, so you run straight for Norak Gore-ender, and jump up and take a slice at him.
I'm gonna do a little cross action with my 2 daggers. It's an 18.
An 18 is definitely going to hit, so roll your damage.
7.
Nice. All right, and it is his turn now. Those orcs that were farther away are getting closer, and the encroaching horde of orcs will be upon you guys in a few more seconds. This is an additional probably 20 guys, but suddenly the temperature drops, and a chill wind blows across the battlefield, and a few snowflakes drift across your vision, which should not be possible at this time of the year. And a sheet of wind and frost begins to appear between you and that little group of oncoming orcs, and it grows heavier and more intense, and it begins to wrap around both Norak and his allies and your group in a circle. Oz has to come up a couple of feet to not get hit up in it, and it forms. Within a few moments, it's as if you're inside the eye of a frozen tornado. And just as it closes behind all of you guys, you see Emerith standing behind you casting. And he looks at you, Malkreth, and then he says, "Best of luck then, big guy." And then he is obscured by frost and sleet. And as requested, he has separated Norak from the Enclave fighters. And I do want to
Attaboy.
remind you guys that you have hunted a battle-hardened veteran mercenary war leader who rides a living tank and asked Emrith to separate you all from your allies, and that you are only level 3. It's Norak's turn, and he is going to take 2 stabs with his long spear at Kahu, who's right, up in his face. Ooh, it looks like he's probably going to miss. No, he doesn't, though. It's a 14 hits you, right?
You're right. 13.
Cool. All right, he's going to hit you for 8 damage.
Oof.
It's not terrible. I was expecting like.
Well, I'm already at like 20, so I'm not 12.
What, he's using a longsword?
He has a big spear. I know my chair was noisy. Okay, it's one of the orcs' turns. Both of these orcs are already looking pretty frazzled by the magic missile that they got hit by. And they're also looking pretty freaked out about this kind of blizzard that they've suddenly found themselves inside of. But he does try again to take another swipe at now Malgrath, since you're between him and Forstone. I'm guessing a 7 misses.
Yeah.
Right, so you don't do it. He doesn't do it, and it is Oz's turn.
Okay, I am casting Mind Spike on Big Dude.
Okay.
He needs to make me a Wisdom saving throw, and he rolls a 3 on it.
Nice.
All right, so he fails. So what's his?
Okay. So it's 3d8 damage. So 3, 9, 11 points of psionic damage, and I will always know where he is until I quit until I quit concentrating on this spell.
Ouch.
If he has some secret invisibility thing, it's not going to work on me, basically. So Oz has like staff in one hand, book in the other, like frantically running, trying to get away from this blizzard. And you see his eyes kind of cloud over for a second, go white, and you can see pages of text lifting up out of the book and turning into like a little spear and driving itself directly between the big guy's eyes. And there's a moment of like, ah! And then in his head he hears, "I see you."
He looks enraged. The second orc is going to go ahead and also take a swipe at Malgrath, and that is going to be a 24 to hit.
That will hit, and let me see if I want to. 24. Yeah, I'm not going to waste a parry on that.
No, that's going to hit for 4 damage.
Yeah. Oh no, parry reduces the damage. I'll take that though. That's not much damage.
So
Okay.
4 stones up.
All right. So I am going to the 2 orcs that are sort of here with me and Malkrath. I am going to Sacred Flame one of them. So I needed a Dex saving throw for that.
Uh-oh. I think he's going to make it.
No.
Yeah, it's going to be 19.
Okay, he's good. But I've got a bonus action. And I'm going to throw a healing word Kahu's way that will give her 6 hit points.
Cool. Malgrath's turn.
Whichever one of these orcs that's on me that looks more worse for the wear than the other. That one's getting a bit of greatsword.
Okay. Yeah, they're both kind of on
That's a better roll, significantly. So that's gonna be 24 to hit.
Yeah, of course, that'll do it.
Yep. And then damage. 9 damage.
Yeah, 9 damage. He is hurt bad, but he is still standing.
Well, let's just go ahead and action surge and see if we can fix that.
Nice.
That's significantly lower. It's a 10.
It's gonna miss.
Well, I do graze him.
Okay.
Deal damage equal to the ability modifier, so he still takes 3 damage.
That'll do it.
Nice.
That is grazing. He drops to his knees, falls over. He is dead. And it is Kahu's turn if you don't have anything else.
Can you describe the scene immediately around me right now?
Yeah, you're the only person who is standing like immediately adjacent to Norak Gore-ender.
Who's still going?
Oh, he's fine. Well, I mean, he's taken some hits, but he's a bad man, and he has a big spear. He's sitting on top of his giant war ox, and you're the person that he's looking at. Everybody else is, less than 20 feet away, with the exception of Oz, who is kind of hanging as close as he can to the edge of this giant frost circle that has you guys. Well, I don't know who's trapped in there with who. We don't know yet.
I'm gonna go and try to attack him again.
Okay,
He's on his beast.
he is.
Actually, I'm gonna attack the beast.
Okay,
With my dagger.
Mhm.
22.
Nice.
that does it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you roll your damage.
7.
I mean, 7's good.
Sounds good. Yeah.
Yes, you do take a slash out of that aurochs, and it looks really unhappy. In fact, as soon as you do that, it is their turn now. Are you done?
I can.
Yes, sorry. You have cunning action, so you can
Yeah.
just do some
Get
other
out of
stuff.
there.
I'm gonna disengage
Yes.
and run
Okay.
away.
Yeah. Okay. So he would like to
Kill me.
immediately lash back out and hit you, but he has some ground to cover. Unfortunately, he does. It is their turn, so he takes off after you and is able to catch up to you and take a swipe. But it's going to cost him his movement. First, Gore-ender is going to try and stab at you as he gets close to you again, catches up to you with his spear, and he misses. You easily dodge out of the way. But the aurochs also tries to take a kick at you with its hooves. It also misses. You're able to nimbly.
I thought that thing would be dead.
Now it's still standing. I mean, it is a big
They're
old
big.
thing. Yeah, and it's easy. It's easy to hit, but it can take a lot of damage.
Indeed.
It's Oz's turn.
Let's see. So we've got. Tell me what's still up at this point. We've got
Yeah, so you have Gore-ender's.
Gore-ender and the Aurochs. There's one other orc.
And they're kind of chasing Kahu around. And then, nearby, there's one orc is still trying to hack at Malkreth and Fourstone.
All right, whichever one is the most injured.
Yeah.
At this point-
So, I mean, it's definitely the remaining baby orc.
All right, we're gonna toll the dead on him. So that is a Wisdom save 13.
Oh, dang. No way.
All right, so since he's already injured, he takes a D12 instead of a D8.
Oh.
Okay.
Ooh, do I not have a D12 out?
Is that a new spell?
Yeah, that's something I got when I remade this character.
That's cool.
Yeah. That is 10 damage.
Okay. He believe it or not, he is alive.
I'm surprised by that.
I am also surprised by that.
It is his turn, and he is going to try once again to attack Malkreth, because it's the only thing he can really do. But this is a pretty half-hearted attempt. Sure enough, it's a bad roll too. So he tries to take a swipe, but he's barely standing, and it's easily knocked out of the way. And it is now Fourstone's turn.
All right. I'm gonna try to Sacred Flame that man again.
Okay.
If you'll give me another Dexterity saving throw, please.
Okay. Let's see. 13.
He wins.
Is that it for you?
That's it for me.
That doesn't do like half damage on save?
I thought that it did, and it does not.
I guess
seem
because
like
it's a
it
cantrip,
does.
right?
Yeah, it is a
Yeah.
cantrip.
All right. So it's Malkreth's turn.
Yeah. How? I guess we should finish this guy off first. How far away is the Benny Hill scene of...
Let's say 20 to 30 feet, depending on the given second, since they're
Okay.
chasing each other around.
All right, so close enough that I can close the distance if I can kill this guy. So let's see if I can kill this guy. Fucking... it's a 1. It's a nat 1.
Well, that doesn't do it.
It sure doesn't. Yeah. That's, I guess that's it. Well, no, because I still have graze. 3 damage.
Do you want to use it?
It's always on.
Oh, okay. Well, then, yeah, sorry. I mean, you only had 1 HP. So,
Oh, no, all right, cool.
Nice.
yeah,
That works.
He definitely, again, you're almost surprised with the poor hits you're scoring on these guys that these grazing blows seem like enough. The straws that broke the camel's back. He falls down dead, and now it is just Norak Gore-ender on his aurochs
Okay.
and you guys.
I'm gonna move over to Kahu and did the same thing that I did to Fourstone.
Jump in front.
So is another... That's the opposite of the last roll. You get 1 extra AC.
Still pretty nice.
Yeah.
How long does that last, Joel?
Until my next turn.
Okay.
Yeah.
It is
My turn.
Tom's turn.
All right, so I'm still head to head with this
Yes.
bad dude. My only choice. I'm gonna go after him with the dagger again.
Okay.
That's a 14.
14 won't do it, unfortunately. You glance off of his fairly thick armor. Anything else you want to try?
Oh, I'm gonna run away.
Okay. You disengage and try and close some distance again.
Yeah.
He is pissed at you. It seems like you can see that he watches you move away, but now he has this big Githyanki in between the two of you, and it makes it a little bit difficult for him to just skirt past. What he is going to do is kick at Malgrith from the Aurochs, and he's trying to knock you down with a shove again.
The bane of my existence. I'm gonna try this out. That's better. Okay. So that is 20.
Okay, so that's going to be fine. He tries to kick you down so that he can run the Aurochs over the top of you.
I've become accustomed to your tactics.
Yeah, it doesn't happen, and the Aurochs is also going to try and gore you with its horns.
Okay, well.
And that'll hit. That's a natural 20.
Yeah.
Yeah, that hits for 22 damage.
Yeah, I have to parry or I'm going down. Well, that parry keeps me up. So I took 22 damage. So I took 19 damage.
Okay.
Yikes.
Yeah. He gets you solidly, and it is now Oz's turn.
Okay, we're gonna lean into this Toll the Dead strategy. I have to be within 60 feet to use this.
Should close some distance.
Yeah. And we're gonna target the Aurochs this time. So DC 13 save.
Yeah, that is a 13 on the die. Damn.
Okay. Nothing happens.
Nothing happens. Okay.
Nothing happens. Yep. And then, yeah. So that'll be it. That's it for me.
Warstone.
All right. Are you still hurt as well, Kahu?
I'm doing better. I believe I'm at 18 now.
Okay. I'm going to Prayer of Healing both of you. Can I borrow a D8, please?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. And that will give you each 14 hit points.
Oh.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I almost just stole it from you forever. And then that's it for me.
Malgrith.
Okay. Is second wind a bonus action? Yes, it is. Okay. If I take another hit like that, well, that was a crit. Surely he won't crit me twice in a row. All right. So I'm going to attack the Aurochs as well. That is a 15 to hit.
Hits.
Great. That is 13 damage.
Nice.
Nice indeed. Oryx looks hurt, but it is still up. You got anything else?
I'm trying to debate if whether I want to. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and use one of my second wins just to be on the safe side. I see. That's what I was afraid of. I rolled too high. Okay, so I'm back at full health now.
Cool. Kahu's turn.
I'm gonna follow up and finish off the Aurochs.
Okay.
But I'm gonna stay where I am a little bit back, and I'm gonna use my short bow.
Okay.
It's a 14 to hit.
No, 14 hits.
Okay. And I did 8 damage. And I would like to can I use my sneak attack on this?
Yeah.
Oh,
You
I don't have
you
a
don't need
range.
advantage if at least one of your allies is within 5 feet of the target.
Right, which is the case.
Okay. Yeah, once per turn I can deal an extra d6 damage to
Yeah.
one creature I hit.
Go ahead.
Mm.
Nice. Still up, but it is looking wobbly. It is torn up and slow
things.
and looking upset. Norak is going to take a stab at Malgrith, and that's going to be a 21.
Yep.
6 damage.
Okay.
The Oryx is going to also make a half-hearted gore at you, but it does not even come close to hitting.
Good.
And so it's Oz's turn.
I'm going to Toll the Dead on the Aurochs again, and I'm going to give it my last portent roll, hoping that it has a minus to its wisdom. So it rolls a 13.
Actually, does not have minus to its wisdom. Has
Yeah.
0 wisdom.
Yeah. Animals are wise. Not. Yeah. They're dumb,
All right.
but
Well,
they tend to be wise.
That fails then. That was my turn.
Okay, 4 stone.
I am going to fire my crossbow at the aurochs.
Okay.
And that is a 17
Hits.
Nice.
slay. And it takes 11 damage.
Yeah, easy. It goes down. Gore-ender is briefly pinned under it as this thing falls to its side onto his leg. He pulls out of there, but he is prone, and that Aurochs is fully dead. So Gore-ender is prone, and it is Malkrith's turn.
Great. I'll stand over him, gloating. This should be easier. The better combatant is felled now. And he's prone gives you advantage, right? Okay. Take a slash at him with my greatsword. That's a 7 or a... Okay. No, both of those will probably miss. 13.
Yeah, it's gonna miss. I love
Damn.
I'll just...
shit talking as you just miss a stationary target.
Yeah. I like... I end up just hitting the oryx mostly.
The better combatant.
Some snow gets in my eyes. I do graze him still for 3 damage, though.
Hey, brick by brick.
Yep.
It's Kahu's turn.
All right, I'm gonna run up behind and with my dagger to kill this dude. All right, that's a 24 to hit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say smile, say cheese for my receipt book. And then the damage is a 7.
Okay.
I was writing that down. I've never heard that phrase
Don't
before.
forget your extra d6.
Yeah.
Nice.
9.
Cool. It's his turn. He is going to get up, and then he pulls. He's still holding his spear, but he pulls that horn again, and he blows it again, like sort of
Dude.
desperately now. And those orcs that were outside of the line, the wall of Blizzard, this is like an extra push. They're compelled. One by one, a couple of them start to get psyched up enough and freaked out enough to try to come through there. So let's see what happens when one makes a push through there. This is potentially, and in fact likely, fatal. Yeah, okay, so one does kind of test his limits and try to come through. He gets himself psyched up, he beats his chest, he's got his javelin out, and he charges into that wall, and he just gets pelted down by this thick layer of sleet and ice, and frostbite kind of forms on his skin immediately. He makes it about a foot through and then just topples over. And that's going to be it for Norak. It is now Oz's turn.
Oz is gonna like glance at Malkrith, like trying to make a decision. Like, well, actually, I guess how close to dead is Gore-ender looking?
Oh, I mean, he looks like he's taken some decent hits, but he still looks okay. Like he's standing up straight and fighting. And...
The idea of like every 6 seconds there's this like bong when I cast Toll the Dead again. Yeah, Toll the Dead. DC 13 wisdom save.
Okay.
Because it says that there's an audible bell every time I cast
like
it.
that.
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, he fails.
10 damage.
Ouch.
Nice.
It is Fourstone's turn.
I am going to fire my crossbow. I'm giving up on Sacred Flame.
Well, last time your crossbow was like a perfect, beautiful hit, too.
Let's not jinx
Nobody
it.
knew Fourstone had in him.
So I'm going to fire my crossbow at Norak for 24 to hit.
That'll hit.
And 9 hit points of damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, ouch, man. Definitely hits. Definitely. Still alive. Kahu?
He's still alive?
Yeah, this guy's a badass.
He's a boss.
I'm gonna go in and try to like hit him in the neck.
Okay.
Gut him from throat to gullet. Or no, sorry, groin to gullet. I read that on the.
That's like really not a long distance, though, is it?
No, it's not. But I read that on the
From
murder
human,
show
it's like
yesterday, and I liked it.
5 inches. It's also a little specific here, but go ahead.
Groin to gullet. I'm perverted. Yo.
Yeah.
26 to hit.
That will indeed hit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you rolled a 20?
Yeah.
So you get to roll your damage twice.
Yes.
Oh, it did it for you. Okay.
I just did it once. 9
Yeah, and then add your. Does it double sneak attack as well?
just adds on. I think.
Now this is roll all of the attacks damage dice.
It's,
Yeah.
it's
Oh.
correct.
Yep.
This is
Yeah.
what I'm seeing as well.
And then add that.
5.
All right, so what was that total?
Oh, sorry. 14.
Nice.
Damn. Nice.
I'll see you going for his throat, and I'll look at you and I'll say in Elvish, "Try to take him alive." I do have some questions for him.
Firstly, another orc is gonna try and bust through the ice wall. No, it also fails to make it through. It gets a little further than the other one, a couple feet in before it just falls over dead.
Doing our job for it.
Yeah, Norak Gore-ender is going to try and make a last stand and swipe at Malkrith once more. Oof. That's going to be a 2.
No.
That's not gonna hit. And it is going to be Oz's turn.
Again, same question. Do I think I'm going to kill this guy if I cast a spell again?
Yeah, you think you probably will.
Okay. I am going to then.
I go after you and I have Spare the Dying. Can that be used to stabilize him if Oz gets a killing blow so that Malkrith can...
Yes.
Okay.
I would say yes to that. You also, I mean, I think it's a little bit lame, but per the rules, with a melee attack, you can just choose not to kill him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but with the spell attack, I do think
It'd be
you
hard.
could say that
When,
this
I,
is
when I'm
exploding his brain.
Yeah, when it's literally called Toll of the Dead.
I'd like to spell the dead, but...
Just want to ring the bell just lightly.
But I think it's a fun idea to say that with another spell, you could bring him back from the brink if that does happen. So
Toll the incapacitated.
yes.
I'm going to hold my action. I'm not going to do anything.
Okay. In that case, it's going to go to 4 stone.
So I guess I'm going to take the dodge action just in case.
Ugh.
Look, he told me not to kill him, so I'm not going to kill him.
I'm gonna ready my crossbow and also hold that action.
Okay. Based on him doing what? Like what will activate your
Charging towards any of the 4 of us.
cool Kahu?
Did we skip?
Oh wait, sorry. No,
Did we,
it is you.
did we
Yeah,
skip
Malcolm
me?
next.
We're holding so he could do it.
All right. Well, that's not great. That's probably gonna miss. Yeah, that's definitely gonna miss. That's only a 10.
Yeah, but guess what?
3 damage.
All right, so he
Slap him with the flat of the blade.
Yeah. Let's say exactly that. Like describe how you incapacitate.
You know what? Since it was a miss, I go to slash and he parries me, and then I reverse the grip on my greatsword and just bash the pommel into his face.
Yes, and he is knocked clean out, falls straight backwards onto his back, and there is a stillness over the battlefield. You are still in the middle of this swirling blizzard, but you are surrounded by a couple of dead bodies, and we are finished.
I'm gonna take that horn.
Okay, so you take the horn.
I'm gonna take that horn, and then I'm gonna pull out some rope and start binding this guy.
I'm looting the other orcs.
Okay.
I'm studying the whirlwind.
Are you taking notes?
Taking notes, like getting a little too close. Oh, fuck. Okay.
I'm just walking the perimeter of our snow capsule snow globe, seeing if there's any information I can gather.
It is cold. You learn that.
Yeah.
You can't. You fully cannot hear or see really beyond the snow.
Well, I have vision.
We have dark vision and
vision,
stuff. Yeah,
yeah.
but this is
It's
different
a
than
different
that. Yeah.
snowblind.
Can I tell what spell this is? Is this a spell?
Yeah, it is a spell, but it's not a spell that you have read about or seen. It seems very similar to Ice Wall, but a little bit different. Okay, so we did go ahead, I will note, and level up to 4, and also officially switched everyone's characters now to the 2024 rules, though I still don't know them all. So I think we'll ease into them as we know them. We'll use them. and we'll just build in the open and play it out. That'll be a cool way to learn. So the wall of ice and snow around you guys starts to dissipate, and as it clears, you can see dead orcs strewn throughout the camp, and you can see essentially almost all of the Emerald Enclave guys appear to be standing, and you have successfully removed the orc threat from Goldenfields. As always, thanks for hanging out. If you're having fun, please share the podcast, rate, and subscribe, and let us know what you want more of. You can reach us at hello@rollthebonespodcast.com.